how to find 100x to 1000x potential cryptos before everyone else. You see, they must have 6 important key points that they must be on point with in order to succeed in this crypto space. Which ones are they? I want to talk about them. This is not financial advice. Do your further research. See it as good research. If you're going to F with this, you can afford to lose. It's high risk. I know I'm talking fast. JuliaOS. That's what this logo represents. JuliaOS. It needs to have great branding. Any type of coin. I don't care if it's a meme, AI, whatever it is. The narrative has to be there for this project. Because if it's sitting in a narrative that's just dead, no one's talking about that narrative, it's not going to move. Marketing has to be on point for a project, right? They have to have influencers talk about them because we are essentially the gatekeepers that show new people that come into this space, or even users that are here now, or people, should we say, that are here now in the crypto space. We show them. And then obviously you do your further research to decide if it's good enough for your portfolio or not. So it must have influencers. The community must be tight. You must have a big following. You know, because this is what makes them a massive project. Take XRP, they got millions of people in their community. Same with the Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else, right? And the value proposition must be high. It must be there. Because if it doesn't have a good value proposition, what's the point in investing in it, right? So I'm going to take you through these. First one, the branding. I think JuliaOS literally has one of the best brandings I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to give it a 10. And the thing is, this project hasn't been out long, right? But when you look at the branding, I know you're looking at it here thinking, well, it's just some dots. But actually, let's take a deeper dive into the branding. What is JuliaOS first for those that are new? It's an AI agents type of project. They allow people to, it looks like they're focusing on AI swarms. Simplest way, think of an ant. Now imagine this ant can go and do things for you, tasks autonomously, right? Now imagine a swarm of ants, like 100 ants. They can do things a lot faster, more quicker. They could be grabbing the food. They could be building this. They could be doing that. So swarms are more powerful when you when you build something as sort of like if you're trying to do something. Yeah, where's on it? And this is why I think AI swarms are going to be big or continue to be big in the future. It says a limitless scaling, max efficiency, and all that. I'm going to go through it. Watch my other videos. I just want to let people understand what this is about. You're talking about AI swarms. Look at the top left. JuliaOS, that's the brand, right? Let's come over to their social medias, their Twitter. Take a look at this, because when I saw this is a great representation of their brand, the swarms, everything, the operating system, because it's a framework that you can use. Look at all the little blue dots, how all of these little dots make one big image kind of thing. It looks like a swarm of, I don't know, drones, alienated sort of things. I don't know, little AIs. I don't know what they are, bots. But it looks, and actually I could picture this being on, like, like when you just load up your Windows. Remember that? In the old days, Windows XP, you load up, you always had like a little introduction screen. It has that brand appeal. It looks really, really good. And the way it comes in is nice. I think their branding is tight for a brand new project that hasn't been out long. So I have to give it a 10 because I can see it on many different things. I can see it on tops. I can see it on merchandise. I can see it on anything. So yeah, for me, that's a strong 10. What a great branding. The narrative. What narrative does it fit into? Well, it fits into the AI narrative. It fits into AI agents, which are the two strong, well, it's AI, isn't it? Strong narrative to make this really move. And I think the AI narrative will continue to move in 2025. Because of that, I have to give it a 10. It's in one of the best narratives of 2025. You know, if big tech giants like Meta, Nvidia, you know, those guys, if they weren't talking about AI right now in 2025, then I'd be like, okay. Because, you know, back in 2022, they weren't talking about it. Or 2020, they weren't talking about it. It weren't a thing back then. It wasn't hype. Now it's some serious hype. And I keep seeing these adverts how you can make yourself fly. Have you seen it? you know, you go on them AI apps like Hulu and you can fly. Yeah, I keep seeing it. So AI is always, it's a wow factor. When you look at the things you can do with the generative AI tools, it's always going to be a wow factor. Pretty soon, everything will be autonomous. And this is why JuliaOS is, we're talking about it. The marketing. What kind of marketing does it have? You know, they recently dropped a bomb on, like, when I say that, not like a real, yeah. They dropped a massive announcement on their Twitter that made me go, wow. And it actually surged the price at the time. they did a partnership with fetch.ai. And you can go onto fetch.ai's page as well, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, to confirm it was true. And I was very surprised by this because, again, it hasn't been out long. How long has this been out? This was, look according to CoinGecko, 24th of April. But it might have got launched a few days before that. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It hasn't been out long. A week and a half, almost 2 weeks max. And it's already landing massive partnerships like this with Fetch. So because of that, I feel like something's happening in the background that people don't see, but something big. And I noticed that there was huge volume on this. There's huge holders, huge holders. There's something going on. And when you think about marketing, you want to make it easy for people to buy as well. I know they're listed on some exchanges. What have they got here? It says L-Bank, Radium. Well, those are sort of like the decentralized exchanges. You can get it on MEXC over here as well, right? JOS is the ticker symbol, JuliaOS. So that's not too bad. But this right here, this announcement definitely brought it up for me. It definitely, that's a big move. That's a big move. I'm not going to give it a 10 because it's not listed on Binance. It's not listed on Coinbase. I need to see a Binance listing for something, because that's the best marketing appeal you can have. Because when people come in, they usually go on Binance or they usually go on Coinbase or some of these big exchanges. It needs more exchanges. I'm going to give this an 8 for marketing, because if you can get yourself out to the eye of the beholders more. I don't know, let's have a look at your Twitter again. Get yourself out to these like events and stuff. Actually, I know you went to the 2049. I know you did token 2049. Look, the swarm is landing at token 2049. Meet us there. So that's good. This is what you want to see with projects, and especially if it being new as well. I tell you what, yeah, I'm going to keep it at 8 for now, because your marketing's there. It's tight. It could be better, and it will be better with more time, because you haven't been out long enough for you to get more marketing. So that's why it's there, right? For what you've done so far, we're just coming out over a week or two. That's powerful, man. Definitely. The influencers, who's talking about this? Well, not many. Actually, probably none. Maybe I'm the only influencer. Maybe because these other influencers don't know about it. Or maybe because it hasn't been out long enough for people to see it. But what might happen is this might do a 10, 20, 30x in the future. And then, all of a sudden, it's not a 9 million market cap. Maybe it's like 180 million market cap. Then more YouTubers might start to talk about it. Because once they see the appeal, once they see things like the listing, once they realize that the partnerships are big, this is when they might get them talking. Maybe they just haven't seen it yet. But they will. At least I believe so. If JuliaOS continues to do what it's doing, they will see it. If they start partnering with other AI projects that these other influencers talk about, they're going to see it. And at that point, that's when they'll come in. So I think that it hasn't had enough recognition purely for the fact that it's just new and not many people know about it. I seem to be the only influencer talking about it right now. I mean, meaning that of my size. I'm looking for, you need to have at least 4 or 5 big influencers of 100K plus talking about your project for you to be considered up here. So for now, because there's not many influencers talking about it, I'm going to have to come down here, maybe like a 4, because you need to have more influencers talking about you. One person alone can't send this to the moon. And even, I don't think influencers should be the power to send things to the moon, because at the end of the day, we're just the messengers. We show you what's going on. We give it out to you guys to show you what we think of it. It's our personal opinions, what we're doing and stuff. Ideally, it's down to you guys to decide what you want to do. But the more influencers that talk about it, the more exposure it will have, the more it will increase the marketing and everything else, right? Community. How big is their community? Let's take a quick look. Now, again, we got to remember, JuliaOS has not been out long enough. This isn't like a meme coin. Sometimes memes can just blow up in one day, 100,000 people follow it because they want to get a quick pump out of it and dump it kind of thing. And that's what happens with some meme communities. But when you deal with like an AI project that's getting big partnerships like this with fetch.ai, it might take some time for them to grow, especially if they've only been out a week or two. So if you look at their community, over here on the Twitter, they only have 7,000 followers. Again, it leads me to believe that not many people know about JuliaOS. They haven't had enough time for people to know about it. So I think over the next 6 months, this could really, really grow. And I'll be interested to see where your community is sitting in the next 6 months, right? I haven't looked at your other socials, but for now, based off of what I'm seeing on Twitter, I'm going to have to give you, it's a tough one. I'm going to give you a 3. A 3. No. I'm going to give you a 5. And I'll tell you why I'm going to give you a 5, which is it's not bad and it's not great, because I have to remember that you've only been out a week and a half, which means you still need more time to grow your community. So I'm going to give it a 5, yeah? Based on the time. Because had they been out for 2 years and they've only got 7,000, then it makes like what the flip's going on? Like, but you've only been out a week and a half. Actually, no, I'm going to give you a 6. Because I'll tell you what, to land the partnership over there, I think it will drive more people. I think some of the fetch people will come over and subscribe. And I think maybe that's what's happened, right, to your socials and stuff. I'm going to give you a 6 because you've done really flipping well to get to where you are in the space of a week and a half. And I think that give you 6 months time, you could be in the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands in 6 months time. And that's why I'm basing this 6, because I feel like your community can be there, but you haven't had the time. The value proposition. What will make people say, I want to buy this right now, I need to invest in this? Usually we look at the market cap, we look at the price, look under a penny. People that are looking for coins under a penny, right here, bang, spot on under a penny. The market cap is a 9 million. Look at this. All of the tokens are fully circulating. You don't have to worry about getting dumped on. Let's take a look. There's 1 billion tokens in supply. You know, I think I was saying to a few of my patrons in the group, it's going to be hard to grab 1 million tokens in the future. It's a lot of money right now. It really is. And I can't tell people to go and rush and buy this. I don't think you should if you ain't got that money to lose kind of thing, because it's high risk. But 1 million tokens will certainly be very, very hard to accumulate for JuliaOS in the future. That sets people back $9,000. Maybe 100,000 or 200,000 could be an absolute great buy right now. 200,000 tokens cost $1,840. And maybe it might take the average person over a few months to get that, but that could be a great buy, 200,000 tokens. So because of this being a 9 million market cap, it has a huge value proposition. I see the value in buying it right now, because this could probably 100x, 200x, 300x with what it's trying to do. Bring us a brand new framework that can probably compete against your AI 16Z. That's going to allow you to use AI agents autonomously in swarms. I can see the potential behind it. So yeah, because of that, I'm going to give it a 10. There's a very high value proposition. I would much rather invest and take the risk investing in something that's a lower cap, market cap, that's got great partnerships. Okay, the influencers isn't there, the community is not there yet because it hasn't been out long enough, but it's already proven itself by making a massive partnership. I would much rather invest in that, knowing it's in a strong narrative, the branding's tight, than just invest in some high blue chip coin. I want to make massive gains. I want to make 100, 200x. I feel like this could potentially do it. If it does 100x, it goes to 920 million. 918, so 1.8 billion is about a 200x. 3.6 billion is a 400x. JuliaOS could probably do that, but we will see. I'm going to sit it over here in the 100x. I think it has the potential to do it, and that is that. I'm going to leave it here. If it's helpful, drop the like, give me a subscribe. What do you think of JuliaOS? Do you think I did this fairly? Drop your comments down below. How would you have marked it? I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Never be defeated.